just take the whole stack.
This might be the biggest one yet. $196. Up here's the purple ones. These are the biggest heads I've ever seen in my life. That's about exactly what we're looking for right there. So we just got down here to the potato field. My dad yesterday got the last 2 rows right here. It's 1 row, but 2 rows combined. I don't know how many rows we actually started with, but it's a good feeling now to be just about done. We're thinking in this stretch here from end right there at the woods all the way to the other one, which you can't see. It's probably gonna be around 90 baskets. The potatoes are beautiful. They're a little bit muddy because it was kind of muddy when he dug, but we just kind of want to get these done now and out of the ground. Right here, some really nice ones. We actually, you can keep going. There's actually 2 different rows here. You can see on the left side, that's an Eva. It's very nice and round, and they're all around about the same size. And then on this side is the Norwis. That's why you have some that are like kind of smaller, and then you have some that are pretty giant. So right now, Mom and I are just going out to the field, or actually kind of Mom is by herself right now, dropping off 15 to 20 baskets every like 50 yards. That way when they're going through, Frank and Steph don't have to go and carry, you know, 90 baskets all the way through the field. So just making it a little bit easier on them. Just take the whole stack. So just take the whole stack.
Well, I don't have much. I got a ways to go. Okay. I want you to go all the way to the woods, start at that end and work this way. It's pretty wet, pretty muddy at this end.
Okay.
They're wetter than I thought they were gonna be. We just took baskets down. So hopefully they'll dry quickly. Look at her. She puts her butt to the ground and she's right. She runs up.
Do you know if did he dig the rest of everything?
Yep.
Everything's done.
So everything's
They're all
everything's
done.
there.
Yep.
Yeah, you have about 90 baskets sitting there. You figured
done.
about 85, so we took 90 baskets down.
So we're out here in the cabbage field, Mom and I, and Lily, and Daisy. We have, what is it, a 200 cabbage order for a group, and then we're getting another bin for just market tomorrow and Friday.
Okay. All right. Yep.
You can see we have so much, all this is ready to go. But then down here, this is all completely cleaned. By the end of it, I don't think we're gonna leave one head in the field. This might be the biggest one yet. Probably because it had so much room around it. Looks like we were missing a plant there to grow. What's the average head weight, do you know?
Now, I'm gonna say between 5 and 6 pounds.
Well, if they're 5 and 6, that one's gotta be like 8. Oh, nice.
It's dead.
$196. $197. $198. 199. And 200.
And maybe one for good luck.
One more? Okay, so right here is 200 heads of cabbage. Now, this was just for the order. We're gonna go back and get another bin for market tomorrow. So, probably be just about 275 heads of just cabbage today.
Right in the sun.
So now we're on to cauliflower. The trouble we're having this year is these plants are more like bushes, and they're so big they're actually crowding the next one out, so it's taking them a lot longer to mature than normal. So we're kind of just finding one here, one there. So you can see that one right there is a beautiful head. I'm gonna cut that right now. But now I might have to go, well, if I can cut it. Now I might have to go another 5 or 10 feet to find the next head. Once we get some cleaned out here and there, then it makes room, and then they start to ripen a lot faster. But the ones that we're getting are gorgeous. Up here's the purple ones.
All right, 2 or 3 more. Hey.
Okay, so now we're back out here for round 2. We got a bunch of tubs for broccoli, more cauliflower, and another bin for cabbage. These are the biggest heads I've ever seen in my life. Oh my goodness. Okay, so now that cabbage and cauliflower are finally done, we're moving into, well, I lost Mom now, but I still have Daisy and Lily here. And now I'm gonna move into Brussels sprouts. If you don't know much about them, Brussels sprouts obviously take a long time to grow. So like we plant an early season, a mid-season, and a late season patch of cabbage, cauliflower, broccoli. But we plant our Brussels sprouts in the mid-season so that when our late season stuff comes on, like the cabbage, cauliflower, broccoli, now these are ready at that time. But one thing is that Brussels sprouts, when they're growing, the bottom ones like to mature a lot faster than the upper ones do. As you can see how these are a lot smaller. So what we do is, about 2 or 3 weeks before harvest, after these get to about the right size, like that size right there, we'll take and we'll clip the tops off of them so that now it kind of stops the lower ones from growing, and now it makes the top ones mature a little more. So I'll show you one right over here now that has not had the top cut off it yet. And you can see here how these, now this is kind of a funky plant in general, but you can see how the upper ones are so tiny, and that's only because it hasn't been cut. Now this one, compared to the one I was just showing you down here, was cut off a little while ago, and you can see how much bigger the Brussels sprouts are already. Brussels sprouts also have a very thick stem, so we have to use what we call loppers to cut them off. Right there, that's one plant. So now, once they're cut, we kind of just take, and especially it's better to do in the morning when the leaves are more crisp, and we'll just take and snap these right off. And then just like that, there is the Brussels sprout. That's about exactly what we're looking for right there. Just about even sizes from the bottom to the top and no rotten ones. So just like that, take the tops right off of them. I'm gonna go through here and do this to about 5 or 10 of them. This is a different variety. That way the tops of these can start growing, because you can see now the bottoms are to a nice size, but up here they're pretty small. Okay, so now while I'm up here, I was literally right here cutting Brussels sprouts, and I seen there was still some nice broccoli shoots, and my parents told me that down below where the late season is for all of our cole crops, that the broccoli isn't done, but it's not far from done. So I seen that these are nice. I thought, well, I'm gonna go through and I'll clean whatever is good that's here. That way we don't have to worry about coming back up here again. And some of these shoots are getting a little bit overgrown, so either I'm just not picking them at all, or I'm getting them before it's too late. So right, so far I got about half a basket, and I'm not even quite a quarter of the way through the field, but as you can see now, the shoots are starting to pick up here. Not real big, but they're nice. This, at one point, was a nice, probably a little shoot just like this guy right here. But that's what happens after you let it go too long. It gets bigger and bigger, and eventually it goes into flower, which is this right here. So now I'm down here in the newest patch. I'm into some big heads again. Our big heads are about done, and then it'll just be strictly shoots from here on out. So now I'm on to kale. Kale is coming to an end as well. It's just not growing as fast now, and there isn't many to cut. Like, once I cut this, those two, 4, 5, 6, I'll even cut the 7th one. Now that plant is done, besides just actually cutting the whole top off of it. And once we do that, the plant is done. So we usually put 4 or 5 in a bunch when it's in like the middle of summer and the leaves are a lot bigger, but because they're not that big and we want to make the bunches look full, we have to put, you know, 5, 6, 7, whatever it takes. You can see that. So then I'll just take a rubber band, go over it like this, and like I said, it's a lot easier when you have 2 people, but I can manage myself. So there's 1. 2, 4, 6, 7. So this is what I got: 3 baskets of broccoli, 1 basket of Brussels sprouts, a basket of kale, another basket of Brussels sprouts right here, and then a crate of cauliflower.
Yep.
All right, so now we can start dumping. Dump them.
Me?
Yeah.
You want me to dump it up, or do you want me to help it dump? No, I'm good.
That's hard and that's the tough job.
Wow.
That's kind of the tough job.
If it's like I can help. Bottom's the worst part. Good, I'll hit him up for you guys.
Beautiful.
Right there. So pretty. And just as yummy.
2022 potato season is now over. We got 1 full bin here, and then about 3/4 full one right here. And then we have 6 in the back. The only reason we didn't put these in is just because these were in a muddier section. You can see they weren't quite dried out or dried off, and we didn't want to put them in the bin wet. So we'll just wash them and sell them across the table. Well, that's what I'm calling it a wrap for this video. So as always, thank you guys for watching.